Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Woo! Woo! Yep, I've had my turbos. Have you had yours? Gives you a nice start to the day. Okay, well, news today is that I recently had a poke into the forums and realised there was a DLC I didn't have. Having kick-started the game, they gave us some DLCs and I just assumed that they'd either tell us or be a bit more obvious about a DLC we weren't getting that we'd need to buy, like new DLC that you won't get for free, so click come and buy it. I wasn't aware of it. So anyway, I've bought some new DLC, so theoretically there might be some new vehicles. None of these, obviously. But if we choose one, decline all the others, maybe, just maybe, we'll get some interesting new cars. Oop! There's a Del Boy impersonator, that's not new. I didn't even think of sitting here just waiting for the calls to come in. Which, sounds a bit boring. Of course, it occurs to me that, oh, nice colour. It occurs to me that I might have misread, or I say misread, I probably didn't read it at all properly, the DLC information. It might just be that there's new parts. It might not be new cars at all. It might just be that there's new bits to the vehicles. So it might be there's the internals. The internals might be different, but not the externals. No, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Okay, so before we take it apart, let's do the pointless. Can we test path it? No, car never bloody starts. I tell you seriously, that path test was a complete waste of time, money, effort, money, time. Right, let's go through these tests. Might as well. Can't click these, but I wish I could click these buttons. This is a horrible, muddy-looking text. Anyway, sorry, yeah, mumble bumble. So there we go. Some sparkies are a bit knackered. Let's blow into the engine. Makes no noise, this air. Psh. Oh, piston with Conrod 0%. Crikey. And the random number generator. Just to see if, if anyone's feeling lucky. The battery is knackered. Okay. Right then. So what else? Lots of timing parts and oil filtery bits. Okay, let's have a go at these then. I haven't really taken on board what this car needs fixing, I must admit. I'm too excited about the idea of there maybe being new parts that I've not seen before, or new vehicles, but of course that's not actually happened yet. So, normal strip down. Looks like this whole engine block needs to come off, so everything attached to it will need to come off also. Yeah, power steering, debris, throttle's knackered. And we're taking out some pistons as well, so there's obviously a full-on strip down involved. We'll need to take out the oil. And all the other interesting pieces. Oil, not actually an interesting piece, but you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, well, What do you want? What do you want from me? Sparkles. A couple of them look pretty brown. There we go. So there's an ignition debris on the side. Let's get that off. Alright, I don't know if we need to attack the gearbox at all, so let's let the starter motor off. Almost certainly at the end of the build, the starter motor will be the thing that I forget to put back together. This radiator looks a bit dead. Might as well double check the air filter. Air filter's fine. It's a little bit less swift to check these days because it's this clipped connection, but there you go, it's all done. So this brown is all engine block. Alright, so there's some suspension bits to take out as well. But everything else in the engine area looks fine until I... Oh, actually I can take the top off the engine, can't I? Thinking I need to take the oil out before I can get any further, but I can drill down into the engine and take off the head. Oh, not taking off the cam gear. Oh, I forgot to take off all these little clippity things. One of which is broken, as you can see. One of which is made out of chocolate. Alright, there we go. So this is the cam or crankshaft. I don't remember. Camshaft. Good. Alright, okay, so now we're ready for the engine panning, so to speak. Let's stick it on a lifter. Let's get the oil buddy. Do 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 do. Oh. I was surprised I could click on the lifter with the oil buddy stuck to me, but of course it unstuck the oil buddy. Okay, and then that's a good view of it. Oh yeah. Take a screenshot for, you know, no real purpose. Good. Right, so, okay, let's go right to the middle of the vehicle rather than the front where I wanted to be. Now we can remove this oil pan. That oil filter looks pretty nice. I have to take it all off anyway, don't I? So I'm replacing the engine block. So here we go. I'll pay to zoom in a bit. The old scroll wheel. That's all the bearing caps. Now I have to take the pistons out, but they have to come out from above. Oh, so what I meant to do is, rather than clicking off, is whilst I'm here, do some wheel shenanigans. There we go, get at some of this running gear nonsense. See the steering rack needs changing as well. So I have to take off these outer and inner ties to get to those. Outer tie and inner ties. Inner tie needs replacing. Oops, so there goes the steering. That's it. The steering rack. Right, so that's all the obvious steering nonsense at this end. I can't see anything else. It's obviously chocolatey. So let's go down the rear. As I'm fond of saying, as the actress said to the bishop, let's go down the rear. Let's go down the rear. Really? You gotta take the wheel off, take that off. I am faintly surprised. Alright. Whatever. So that's that bit of chocolate. No other signs of chocolate that I can see. Which, you know, is always amusing when you watch these videos back and you see the obvious stuff that everyone's probably screaming at the screen for, but you missed it when you were playing because you're concentrating on all sorts of different things. Right, what about the fuel pump? That's fine. So how are we doing? Have we found all the parts? Oh, we might have found all the parts. Well, there you go. Doesn't often happen. So let's start purchasing some replacements. Purchasing replacements. Of course... Oh no, I haven't taken them all out yet, have I? Do apologise, because some of them we discovered with fault finding. But we have yet to actually remove them. Not that it matters necessarily to remove them in a particular order or buy the bits first or whatever, but that's just the way I like to do it. So I'll take out the bad parts. Bad to the bone. Now I have to lift it back up to get the crankshaft out. Up and away! My beautiful balloon. And I still can't remove it because I've done that thing that I always forget, which is to remember that the gearbox is attached. So I will need to remove more of the suspension stuff, because I will need to remove these axles from either side so that I can remove the drive shaft so that I can get at the gearbox. Oh, it's a double entendre. I need to get the It's a four-wheel drive jobber. I'd have to take out the drive shaft as well. I assume. We all know what assuming does. No? Yeah, you know, it makes an ass out of you and me. So now I can remove the gearbox and presumably all the clutchings, which is also gripping onto the crankshaft. So once we've removed all that, we can then take out the crankshaft, and then we can remove once we've from the engine. Oh yeah, engine bay. I have to bring it down. So then we can lift the engine block out with our special crane that we don't need to use. Just assume it. Look, watch. Whoop, gone. Right, now let's buy a long list of stuff. Because, you know, what's better than shopping after all? Battery. That's right, start off exciting. Camshaft, I4 sock. Camshaft, I4 socks. Camshaft cap and a crankshaft bearing cap. Camshaft cap and a crankshaft bearing cap. Alright. Engine block I4. Engine block I4. Not socks though this time. Then 3 piston recon rods and a radiator. P for piston. Piston recon rod. P. 1, 2, 3. And radiator. 3 sparkles and a throttle. 3 sparkos. 1, 2, 3, and what was it? A radiator? I've already forgotten. No, throttle I4. We've got the radiator. Throttle I4, and a timing bolt I4 sock. Timing belt I4 sock. All right. So crankshaft I4. Crankshaft I4. Belt tensioner, timing belt. Do we not just buy a timing belt? Belt tensioner. I'm not going to buy a timing belt. Water pump I4. Buy one of them though. Water pump I4. And then car is hard to control. So an inner and outer tyre rods and a steering rack. Inner and outer tie rods and a steering rack. S steering rack. A sway bar front end link A. Front end link A and a sway bar rear end link. Okay, there we go. Put it together, and what have you got? Pretty sure I bought an engine block. Did I? What? Did I buy the wrong sort of engine block? Condition, best bits at the top, please. I bought an I4 sock, an engine head, not an engine block. Stunning work. Engine block, I4 sock. Yeah, that's what I bought, isn't it? I need an I4. Great. Sterling work. This is me all over this. Even using the list and still trying to get it really wrong. Only seconds after I read it out. Whatever. Not put anything else in here. No, it's all predicated on other bits. Lifty lifty. Right. Bearing caps. There we go. Bearing cap. There you go. And bearing cap. Can't put in. I do have to put the conrods on first. No, surely. I've already put the crankshaft in. I can't bloody tell. Yes, I have, haven't I? Right. This is from engine bay. Alright. There we go. Put the gearbox back on at least. Oh, I remember to put the starter motor. I have to do it for the engine bay, of course, because, you know, whatever. Axles, F or otherwise. Yep, that's a little 80s humour, 80s music humour, which I've already done in previous episodes, so people are probably already rolling their eyes. Yes, it's the axle joke. It is my axle joke. Sorry, that's all I've got. That is it. Alright, right down the front. Let's put my inners and outers. I've got a third outer tie rod there. That's exciting. Oh yeah, and the sway bar front. That's why the tyre wheel won't go on yet. And then ping, one wheel. Stroke those bolts in. Yeah, cool, man. Liquid cool. Alright, there we go. One more wheel. A spare wheel I've got there as well. It's probably worth not asking. Right, good. So now I want to put it down and put in the pistons and other bits and pieces. Okay, so pistons with conrod. Yeah, that's right. And the camshaft and its little caps. Little Pete caps. You can take it to whip it down the pub and have a nice brew. Well, it's not brew that you have down the pub, is it? Nice ale or whatever. I don't go to pubs much. Did my pub visiting as a ute. That's right, I'm no longer one of those. Old man. Right, so then a few more pits to on here. Got the MPI, not DI, and then the throttle. Nice brand new throttle. Engine head. Got to put on the sparkles and the ignition coil, wires and stuff. Let's zoom in a bit. The sparkles can be a bit fiddly. I refuse to move my camera position because I'm stubborn. There we go. That's right, bolt them on through the air filter. And there's the ignition wires. What else? Oh yes, the radiator. It's not quite what I was touching, but whatever. Fan. The starter motor, we didn't forget it. Oh, exhaust manifold cover. It's like the old engine cover that I used to forget all the time. I never remember that. Aha, yes, timing stuff. So, cam gear, belt tensioner. Cover it all up. An idle roller in there. And some belts. That's that side done. So, that's the gearbox, the engine put back together. Timing stuff. So I need to put the oil pan back on and fill it with oil. Sway bar rear end link, of course. That's the extra wheel. Look, take a wheel off. I had completely forgotten. I've got a couple of spare ones of these as well. Let's claim that's from having fixed something rather than incorrectly purchased it previously, shall we? Shall we? I think we should. I think we shall. Alright. oil pan. I love the fact that this really complicated engine. There's just a big sort of slat planted, bolted to the bottom. That's just to keep the oil in. It just seems really basic. No, I don't. It's not that exciting. Good. Right. Let's bring it down, put some oil in, and then potentially it is ready. There we go. Use this oil technique. Glub 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 glub. Oil can kicks up. A couple of more seconds of oil. Double check your awesome oil filling technique by checking the dipsticks right in the middle. Polish the hood. Step back. Well, I can't step back actually because you need to actually be near enough to it to press O. There, that looks good. 8 grand earned. Now, how much crap have I got in my inventory? Hello? Hello, inventory? No. So not too much that I've bought sillily. Oh, let's try fixing what we've got remaining and then selling it, just for the sake of it. Such an annoying button combination. It's funny, someone on the forums was saying, oh, why do I have to press escape all the time? And someone else was saying, you never have to press escape. And it's like, well, seriously, you do, don't you? Because look, I fixed the part. What do? Yeah, okay, I can click a mouse button, but if I'm going to use the keyboard, it's escape. That's not, you know, there's nothing else to press. I don't mind pressing escape. Wow, 4 grand's worth of crap in my inventory. Awesome. Super rich. Be time to go to the auctions again soon. But for now, for today, today, we are finitoed. So I guess what a turbo looks like. And that's what it looks like in a box. Good. Yeah. Onwards and awaywards. That's you. You have to go away now. I'm waving at the screen. That's just... oh dear. Bye.